I shouldn't have favorites, but I'd be lying if I said Tee Higgins wasn't one of my faves. Great to see you. My first interview of the day, outside of your coach, who seems kind of looser than usual. How would you describe this camp so far?
We got all the guys, healthy, so that's a plus one right there. Defense has been flying around, that's a plus, and offense has been looking good, and so now it's just putting the pieces together, and go out there and make it look good for preseason game 1.
I love everything that you're saying, and I want to unpack those things a little bit. One of the first things that Coach said, he brought up the slow start narrative. I thought honestly, I took it out of the interview. I don't want to talk about it. But he said, we know that's a thing. We have to do everything that we can. And you're mentioning health. Is there anything else that you're working on personally for not to get rid of this narrative?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's definitely, healthy-wise. As we know, last year, I got hurt probably the Friday before the game, which was, devastating to me. So I've been doing everything in my power just to stay healthy, stay on top of, stretching and things of that nature. So,
how different does it feel this year from last year? With Jamar, you, Joe?
Well, for me personally, it's different, with all the contract situation stuff behind me. I could just focus on ball and just being me at the end of the day. But for all three of us, just getting that connection back together. We've been gone away from each other for 6 months, so just getting that connection back together and and get ready for game 1.
I like that Jamar. It kind of sticks with me that Jamar was vulnerable last year and said, yeah, and he had this incredible season, but he's like, I did have a slower start. I was thinking about all of these things. If you're looking back to that, how much did it affect sort of how you broke into the season?
For me, I looked at it as I'm betting on myself. So I didn't have a choice but to, try to start fast. Obviously, the injury, kind of messed me up. But, once I got back healthy, it was either kill or be forgotten, basically. And so that was my mindset, my mentality.
Could you think that? I remember last year, I don't know that you thought that you'd be here right now wearing this uniform, running around. I don't know.
Yeah, this time last year I didn't either. But I'm glad I'm here and. It's a great organization. I appreciate the Brown family, wholeheartedly.
Mm-hmm. What is this about 100 catches? I need to understand. Did you say that 100 catches this season? Let's go.
I mean, that's a goal. It's gonna be hard. Obviously, with the pass catchers that we have, whether it be Jamar, Andre, Mike Gesicki, now Noah Fant, Chase Brown. So it's gonna be hard, but it's definitely a goal for me. And, hopefully you can get it done.
T, you're like a veteran on this team. I'm looking at what year is this now?
Year 6.
Year 6.
Yeah. I've been in the receiver room the longest.
And now I'm looking at, people are really talking about Chase Brown. You just mentioned him too. Is this like a breakout player that I need to be talking about?
Yeah, I think so. I think this is going to be a big year for him. He's been looking good, running the ball and even running routes. He comes with us in pre-practice and do route tree stuff with us, footwork drills. So, definitely looking forward to see what he do this year.
Well, you guys were getting out to practice. The field was empty. It's right here. So, of course, I just made my way over there. I stood in the end zone for a while. Do you ever have those quiet moments? And what do those look like? Can you take me in, whether you're here at the stadium or at your locker?
Yeah, sometimes, I come in, early morning, usually I used to work out in the mornings, but now I wait till after in the afternoons. I come in, just clear my mind. I don't listen to music. I don't listen to nothing. I just try to clear my mind. Just think about, first I go through my daily bread. That's number one. As soon as I sit down, and then just try to clear my mind. Just get ready for meetings. Because block out all the things that happened after practice yesterday, or before practice, waking up this morning. Just try to block out all those things that happened. And just focus strictly on football, because that's what I'm here to do. It's my job. So.
It's a beautiful way to start the day.
Yeah,
well, a daily bread. I love that for you.
Yeah.
Those quiet moments, I think that they're really important, especially when the time gets to whatever time it gets up to be out there. It's competitive. That's what Coach said. I said, how do you define this camp? He said, competitive and communication. Yeah. So who are you most competitive with, offense or defense? I'll leave it to you.
Definitely the defense, but offense. Me and Jamar, we come to each other. We grade each other. In meetings. You could have did this better, or I go to him like, I think you should have ran a route like this. You know what I'm saying? You should have did this release. Or, we try to grade each other each and every practice. So, just try to make each other better.
I can't believe the things that I'm hearing, and then going out there at practice today watching sort of like what Coach called the anticipation in spots. for Joe Burrow, how he could possibly look better than he's looked. How would you describe that?
Man's been throwing really good. Obviously, he had a great year last year, but I feel like, this year, he's going through a full camp, with all his guys. I feel like he's going to do nothing but have a better year. So. Are
you playing in the preseason too?
Yeah, everybody is.
So tell me, you're against the Eagles, everybody's playing. I love this for you guys. Fast starts on everyone's mind. What will success to you be against the Eagles? What does it look like, a perfect showing?
Honestly, for us, it's just, going to execute. That's the main thing, is execute what we've been putting in so far in camp. And just showing off, all the hard work that we've been doing, putting in, since camp started, and, then letting the young guys get in and, showcase their talents. And, I'm really looking forward to that as well.
You're still a young guy.
I know.
This is crazy.
But I feel old in the room.
You do?
Yeah. I'm going on 6 years.
Give me an example on how a 6-year wide receiver feels old in the room. How is that possible? They're not calling you Unc, are they?
Sometimes.
Just to get under your skin?
Yeah. But it's crazy. I might be in the room the longest, but it's some guys that's older than me in the room. But they have questions sometimes. And just by me, being that vet receiver, giving them the answers, all the answers that I can, and all the pointers that I can, just like AJ Green did me. And Tyler did me when I was a rookie. That's
really beautifully said. I was going to ask you about the defense, as you brought that up right at the top of this interview. You said this defense is flying around. This defense has no expectations with anybody in the league. Everyone just thinks it's going to be the worst defense in NFL history. How would you describe your defense right now?
Man, like I said before, they've been flying around, a lot of communication, which is good. They're in the right spots at the right time. They're making plays. And then, Al, his philosophy is just, it's been fly around, attack the ball, punch at the ball, rip at the ball, just get the ball back, get it to number 9, and, I really like Al. I liked him at Notre Dame, and, he's just one of those defensive, minded gurus. And he comes to us, every so often, be like, man, you did good today. It's good to hear from a defensive guy.
Wait, that's not normal, is it?
Sometimes it's not, but he's the team guy first, so, and it's good to hear it from the defensive side sometimes. So
it really feels like it's an all hands on deck, make each other. I know you're competitive. It's offense versus defense. Most camps are, but in hearing that Joe took the time to go over tape with the defensive side, maybe you're injecting yourself and helping the defense. Do you feel that way? Is that sort of like is that something that you guys have talked about? Like, is it a real dedicated effort to sort of helping out?
For sure. Sometimes, me, DJ Turner, Cam Taylor-britt, whether it be Uno, me, Yoshi, if we win, they're kind of just like, I'm saying, what did you see that we did that helped you win on this route? Or if they win, I might ask, what did you see? Was my hips too high? Was my body, too high or anything like that? Then I'm not, did I take too many steps out of my breaker?
Is that new this year? I feel like it is.
It's a lot more new. We do it a lot more now. Just trying to get a feel and just trying to make each other better.
Which DB has given you the most work? Who's giving you a tougher time?
Who's been having a great camp so far?
No, but you do.
DJ Turner.
Tell me.
DJ Turner's been, obviously he had that injury last year, and he's just been making a lot of plays. I'm really proud of him, for bouncing back, because that's a tough injury, shoulder injury, especially at DB. You got to use your arms, your hands, and you got to reach up, make picks. But he's been in a lot of places making plays, so. I'm really happy for him and looking forward for him to have a big year.
You said that Al comes and gives you some love sometimes. When is the last time that Joe came and gave you some love on a play or something that happened? How does he do it?
Hey, Joe give me love when he throw me the ball. That's all I ask. That's all the love I need.
That's all the love you need?
That's all the love I need.
Oh, I feel like I want to give you more love than that too. Really? There's no great jobs.
I mean, yeah, obviously.
He makes you earn them or something? Is that how it is?
I mean, I guess you could say that, but obviously, he comes to me, great catch, things like that. And then, obviously in the film room, if he sees something that needs to be corrected, he'll come to me, Jamar, Yoshi, and, we'll go over that. And, he's just being a leader that he is.
I'm excited about this 100-catch goal. A great way to do that is to play in the slot.
Hey, wherever they need me, wherever they put me, my goal is to dominate.
Are you interested in that? Is that when moving you around in the formation a bit? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I talked to pitcher earlier in the camp, and I was just asking man, what do you see that I could be doing better and things like that. He was like, maybe you can try to slide a little bit and things like that. See if you put you on different routes that you haven't been on in the past and things like that. So looking forward to that for sure.
Do you think you'll play in the second and third preseason games too?
I have no idea.
You don't, yeah.
I don't have no
Would you want to? I'm just trying to understand like the value of preseasons. You played 9 slaps. You played 9 snaps last year, and then you were done for the preseason. Seeing as how that went, would you like be okay with playing more? Would you want that as a player?
I mean, hey, they paying me, so whatever they want me to do, that's what I'm willing to do.
Okay, and I love it. What else? Tell me about sandwiches. Did you find your Cincinnati sandwich?
I went to this one deli spot that my good friend, his name is Garrett. Shout out to you, Garrett.
Shout out to Garrett.
Yeah. He took me, and it was just sausage, egg, and cheese on a croissant.
Okay, you've never had that before?
Nah.
You've never had a sausage, egg, cheese on a croissant? You haven't lived, T. Okay,
Hey,
love that. With that
fire.
contract, you can buy a couple of those. Just a couple.
Just one.
Just one or two. And you don't even know the plays. We're not even going to shout them out. These are the kind of details I expect you to be on top of during training camp. Get with it.
That's the thing.
Hey,
That's the thing. Like training camp, everything is just blurry because it's football. So like when I go to a restaurant, I'm not looking at the name. I just hope it's good.
Can I tell you that everything's blurry during training camp? But I very clearly remember seeing you last year. I saw you in the hallway. We did not interview. Here he comes. I saw you, and you said to me, "I want to be here." You just said, "I don't know what's going on, but I want to be here." And so I'm so happy for you that it all worked out.
Thank you.
And now go get a Super Bowl.
That's the plan.
All right. Thanks, T.
Thank you.